Hey everyone, welcome to Trading Paperbacks. I'm your host, Josh Gilliam. I'm joined, as always, by Gary Torres.
Hello there.
We've got a bunch of new books to cover because we've been gone for a while, so let's hop straight into it. All right, Gary, we disappeared for a minute.
A long minute.
But
Too long.
Don't even worry about it. We're back. We're covering 6 new books from the past 2 weeks. It just so happened to be 5 Marvel books and 1 DC book. We got it in there. We got that DC representation.
Somewhere in there.
Well, same thing we always cover. It'll just be absolute Batman.
Pretty much.
But we have so many number 1s to cover today. So we're going to start off with Marvel's new space epic, written by Jonathan Hickman, art by Federico Vicentini and Ivan Colio, and color by Federico Blee. This is going to be Imperial, number 1. I was very excited for this from the moment they released it. This is kind of a bunch of different parts of the galactic end of the Marvel universe coming together. What'd you think of the story on this one, Gary?
It was longer than I thought it would. It was good, but it just felt like there was so much going on at the same time. 1 minute you're with the Hulk, Jennifer Walters, Amadeus Cho, just walking around Sakaar. And then the next minute you're with Peter Quill and his dad.
Yeah.
It jumps around a lot.
Yeah, so this is actually split into 4 different parts. Not like the series is, like book 1 is part 1. Like book 1 included 4 different chapters.
Yeah.
It's damn near 60 pages, I think. Which for a number 1 is just absolutely insane. Definitely reflected in the price, $7 for this book.
Yeah, it seems fair if you ask me.
I was going to say it's definitely worth it, I think, because this is very good.
Yeah, it was a pretty good read.
It was very good. So this starts off with, like you said, the Hulk's on Sakaar. The king has been murdered, Hulk's son.
Yep.
That particular son was not rocking with the Hulk, but that's fine.
Yeah.
And the Shi'ar will be involved. The Wakandans will be involved. Guardians will be involved, as well as the remaining Nova Corps, which is 2 guys, one of which is inactive. So it's 1 dude.
Yep.
But yeah, this book is just insanely long. And yeah, so this is all about kings around the galaxy are being murdered, and they Peter Quill's father is kind of like, all right, we need to assemble
a committee,
find out who's doing this. Hulk's pissed. Peter Quill and Nova have been kind of put in charge of this investigation. And full spoiler, it looks like at the end, it might be the Wakandans who are behind it, but I doubt that's the case.
Yeah, it's probably just like a front, or somebody's like just disguised as a Wakandan.
Probably.
To throw him off. But gotta wait for the second issue to come out.
Yeah, and I'm very excited for this, actually. Surprisingly, this was very good, actually.
Yeah, it was better than what I thought it would be. Just because I didn't even know what to expect, because I've never really heard about it till you mentioned it. But then I kept reading, and it felt like it was very good with like plot building.
Yeah, I feel like they really kind of kept this under wraps. Like they did not really announce what was happening or what it was about. I remember when they first revealed it, it was just on Instagram, and they were like, hey, Jonathan Hickman's doing something. You guys excited for that? And everyone, of course, was like, yeah, Hickman.
Yeah, everybody loves the Hickman.
So yeah, Imperial number 2 is going to come out, looks like July 16th. Will be drastically less pages. It's going to be 40 pages. It'll also be $2 less. When buying it, it'll be $5 instead of $7. And I don't even know how many. They have 3 issues announced right now. I don't know how long this is going to run for. But I do know alongside this, they're doing a bunch of like Imperial Nova War kind of thing.
Yeah, it just depends on who they're going to choose as like the front man for the main Imperials. It's probably going to jump again like this first issue did. But
yeah,
I wonder who's going to be the main like focus point.
I don't know. I am kind of interested in that. It's interesting to me that the week this came out, which was last week, we got 2 like big event books, both involving the Wakandans, because we got this and we also got The World to Come with Marvel Knights, which I think was pretty good. Give my brief opinion on that. And it's just kind of interesting. They're kind of pushing some things happening in Wakanda, but I'm not against it. Both of them were really good, I think. But any final thoughts on Imperial?
Not really. Just next one. I hope we see who's going to be the main point of that. If they're going to do any branching off ones, since Imperials is split between, it seems like 4 major individuals.
I really hope we get a detective story with Peter Quill and Nova. I kind of hope that's how this.
That would be nice to see.
Yeah, I hope that's how this all shakes out. But 'tis yet to be seen.
Yet to
hold
come.
on. They've announced a trade paperback for Imperial that's coming out March 2nd of 2026.
That's going to be a big trade paperback then.
Oh, Imperial might just be 3
Might be a 3 and done then.
3 and done, but we also have Imperial War Planet She-Hulk, Imperial War Black Panther, Imperial War Exiles, as well as Imperial War Nova Centurion. And Exiles actually looks like it may involve that's going to be the Shi'ar Empire side of it.
So like with Gladiator and all of them.
Gladiator and Professor X is on the cover.
Well, yeah, because he just joined the Shi'ar now.
Oh, he's kind of off and on.
Well, because is that tied in with X-Men, you think? Or like the current X-Men?
Probably not, because at the end of X-Manhunt, he just kind of fucked off to space.
That's what I'm saying. He's like done with Earth. He's just with the Shi'ar now.
I'm sure he'll return. He always comes back.
Probably. That's just in his nature. That's how they write him, at least, that he'll always come back.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of hope he doesn't come back. I'm sure Imperial will be more than 3 parts when it's all said and done. I think that's just what they've announced so far. But I'm excited to read the rest of it. It's really good, actually.
Just gotta wait and see.
Yeah, go pick it up if you can. On to our next number 1. Our first Ultimate Universe event with Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion, number 1.
Yep.
This is written by Denise Camp, which is the Ultimates writer, as well as Cody Ziegler, who is the writer for the current Miles Morales run. Art by Jonas Schaefer and coloring done by Edgar Delgado. This was certainly a book we've read.
Yeah, it was.
I really was let down a little bit by this because I like Miles Morales.
Yeah.
I think after the Spider-Verse movies, everyone likes Miles Morales.
Yeah, it painted him really in a good light and pretty relatable to feels like teenagers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but this is I can read the direct thing. Miles enters the Ultimate Universe in search of his little sister.
And that was it.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
They meet up with the Ultimate Spider-Man, Peter Parker, and his son Richard, who in this, he sees that black suit and he's like, "Are you Venom?" He's like, "Ooh, it's kind of a."
I like that name.
Kind of like
it
that.
Sounds good.
So he might be Venom moving forward. I don't know if it'll actually stick or not. The ultimate version of the Spot comes into play, and they have to fight him. Kind of. They kind of make some light work of him.
Yeah, he just moves so free, casually, and like both the Ultimate Spider-Man and his son are just there like, huh, he made that look too casual.
Yeah. Well, he's fought the Spot a lot in the comics, especially after the Spider-Verse movie.
Yeah. Well, it's just that they're new to it, though. Peter and his son, they're new to it all, really. They've only been doing it for a year, and they're still trying to get the hang of it.
I actually wish like a different villain had shown up.
Yeah. I don't know who, but not the Spot.
Well, the way they kind of neutralize him, I wish it was someone a lot lesser, because the Spot is kind of a joke villain, but also kind of like a really big targeted bad guy nowadays because
of the movie.
Yeah, and so I kind of wish we'd seen someone different, like someone just really stupid, like Big Wheel or something. I wish we could have seen Ultimate Big Wheel shown up. instead of the ultimate spot.
Who knows? Maybe he's on the way. You never know.
God, I hope so. Yeah, and then they just kind of are in search of his sister.
The entire time.
Yeah, they just kind of fuck around Ultimate New York.
Yeah, there's nothing really wrong with that. It's just it feels like nothing happened though. They peaked with fighting the spot, and then
Yeah,
the rest of the time they're just looking through people's windows, saying, "Oh, is this guy's sister here? Is this guy's sister here?"
yeah, and the way he shows up in the Ultimate Universe is also like his sister just touches that little business card that the maker gave him, and suddenly they're there. Like
Yeah,
it is 2 pages worth of setup getting him there. It was really
yeah. I think the only thing that was really interesting is that all of the current world leaders of 6160 is just like interested of that business card because it has the signature of the maker.
yeah, and that might be interesting because this is going to be multiple issues they're going to be running for
Yeah.
Incursion.
So he's just going to be really sought after because that's the only piece of tech that is like from the maker that's not inside of his dome that he's still trapped inside of.
Yeah, so they have 3 different issues announced at the moment, and it looks like I really kind of hope they don't do this, but I do think they're just going to kind of have them pop around the cast of every single book. Because it looks like this ends with the Wasp and Ant-Man getting a hold of them.
Yeah.
But then the cover of issue 3 has characters from Ultimate Black Panther on it.
Huh.
So I do kind of get the sense that we're just going to hop around.
Yeah, he's going to
Cast to
check out all
cast.
the Ultimates, really.
Which for a first event kind of disappoints me, actually.
Yeah. It's just nothing happened, if you ask me.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing really happened. They peaked at fighting the spot, peaked at showing up in the new universe, and then that was it.
Yeah.
And it kind of showed what even happened to 616, if you ask me. Like, everyone's fine in 616. The maker just decided to leave.
Yeah. The normal universe is just normal universing.
Well, I'm saying that just because, like, they ended that, though, with making it look like it was an all-out war that everybody was just going to die. And then nobody ended up dying. It's just fine now. It's just the maker left was all.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, it's so weird.
Yeah, back in Ultimate Invasion.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
it's weird.
The Ultimate Universe is incredible, but books like this kind of show the cracks in it.
Yeah. It shows the seams.
Yeah.
Moving forward.
Moving forward, this is another event book. Marvel is really just pumping them out left and right now.
Yeah, they're feeling themselves. You know how it goes.
One World Under Doom, number 5, written by Ryan North, art by R.B. Silva, and coloring done by David Curiel. This really has been an incredible run.
Yeah, I love it.
So this picks up right after issue 4, which was maybe the best issue.
Out of all 5 so far.
And you know why? Because it's exactly like the Doom one-shot that released.
Yeah.
Was it earlier this year or last year? It was last year.
Last year.
Yeah. Wow, we might be a year out from that Doom one-shot.
Jeez.
It was, and that was Hickman. That was really good, and that really reminded me of issue 4, where he just kind of went and boxed.
He's just
Dormammu.
bodying a god.
Yeah. But what did you think of issue 5?
Issue 5 was pretty good. It's the conclusion to them fighting Dormammu. It's good. It's just been good. I can't really say too much more besides it's just been good.
Yeah. So they kind of wrap up the Dormammu invasion pretty quick in this.
Yeah. Well, because the whole thing of issue 4 was him boxing Dormammu pretty much.
Yeah. So they kind of do wrap this up pretty quick because, again, that was the entirety of issue 4 was him fighting Dormammu.
Yep.
And
by the end, he's calling the Avengers to help them finish the job.
Mm-hmm. So the Avengers show up, they help him beat him, and we get one final spell he does because in issue 4 he's like, I'm gonna beat you in 3 spells.
Yeah,
and
that
he
was
doesn't.
the coolest.
And he pulls out a 4th to banish him, but it has to be held to like a real world situation,
Yep.
which Scarlet Witch is like, why the hell did you do that? That's not going to work. We have to do it this way. He's like, no, I can do it so long as I'm emperor of the world.
Yeah, so long as
He'll
I'm
be
Sorcerer
banished.
Supreme and all that.
Which is crazy.
So he just solidified saying, hey, you can't kick me out of office, basically. I'm
Mhm.
stuck here unless you want Dormammu to come back.
Yeah. Really good power play. I really enjoyed it. And then we get like some of the people around the world being like, "Ooh, yeah, keep him in. You know, this is
Why
great.
wouldn't
We're
we?
safe."
He just got rid of the biggest problem that we could think of. Why wouldn't we want him to stay?
And the back half of this book is a really, really good conversation between the Avengers, where
Yeah.
Thor of all people is kind of like, should this be a problem though?
Like, is it a bad thing that Doom's in charge now?
Yeah, Ryan North is an incredible writer. He does all of this really well. That conversation with Thor is just really, really good.
Yeah.
And if you're not reading One World Under Doom, I strongly suggest you do. You do not need to really read any of the tie-ins at this point, I think.
No, because One World Under Doom is just him doing his own thing, really.
Yeah.
It's just covering what he does.
The only tie-in I would really recommend is maybe one or two issues of Fantastic Four, like the prelude to it, which I think we covered at the time it released with Black Knight,
Yeah.
and then like 2 issues later they do one with Ben Grimm and the fallout of him having lost his powers in One World Under Doom.
Yeah. Otherwise, you could just stick with One World Under Doom and you'll be fine, though.
Yeah, because it is like an overarching event. I mean, I've not read Thunderbolt's Doomstrike. You actually brought all those issues for me to read today.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a necessary, like, you have to read this to understand the context?
I think with Thunderbolt's Doomstrike, I'd say it just shows one of the many insurgencies that's trying to just find a way to get Doom out of office, pretty much.
Okay.
And that's kind of what Fantastic Four was doing when we read that Black Knight issue. I don't know about now because that was the last one I read, but it's just all those tie-in books are pretty much just saying how Doom is affecting everywhere, pretty much.
Yeah.
So it's just a choice.
What issue is it of Fantastic Four? Here,
I think it's like 26 or 25.
28.
That was close.
With Black Knight. That kind of sets up a lot of what's happening with like how Doom got to this point.
Yeah.
Issue 29 is they're all technically One World Under Doom from 28 on. But 29, they just kind of are like, man, this sucks.
Yeah.
This is terrible. But it's not until 30 where things kind of kick into gear with what's happening with Ben, and even after that, like, it is still the fallout of what's happened to Ben, but it's not really done in a way where you have to read it to understand what's happening in this. So
Yeah. It's just all branching side stories affecting from One World Under Doom to begin with.
yeah,
That's all it is.
It is a really good because they're wrapping up Fantastic Four with issue 33.
Yep.
So that will be 6 issues of One World Under Doom tie-in that, they really do complete a really good finale to this big story. Finale that doesn't matter because it's immediately getting rebooted with the same team.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts on One World Under Doom?
Pick it up. Keep picking it up. Hope they do not stop dropping these. And yeah, it's fantastic.
Actually, at the end of this one, it does say will continue in 2 months.
Yeah, which is the sad part.
Stressed me out because there is we won't spoil it, but there is a reveal of a character here at the end, which maybe you need to read a tie-in for.
Maybe, yeah.
Because I've missed a couple of these tie-ins that she comes up and I didn't know something had happened to her. But it says will be continued in 2 months, which sucks
Yeah.
because I really want to see where that goes. But I think issue 6 and 7 are going to be exclusively him fighting Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, probably. Since both of the covers are just Mr. Fantastic covers with Doom, just stretching him out of shape.
Yeah, which I think I'm fine with. They're kind of really telling a good cohesive story. I think with something like Secret Wars, you had to read some of the tie-ins for that. There was a lot of stuff
Yeah.
that happened in that book that just did not make any damn sense.
Because there was so many tie-ins, that was the thing. It
Yeah,
branched off
there was
everywhere.
a lot of stuff that happened on Battle World. But this, I think, is doing a really good job of holding that narrative. All right, Gary, moving on.
Moving.
Another number 1.
It is a special of 1's this time around.
Yeah, this episode we do have 4 different first issues going on, so
It's a nice change of pace.
probably gonna call it something like a bunch of 1's.
Binary 1.
Death of the Silver Surfer number 1, written by Greg Pak, art by Sumit Kumar, and color done by Frank D. Armata. You were very hyped for this book.
Yeah, I was.
Run us through that story then. What'd you think?
I think it's more of just like an introductory to saying, like, this is how the Silver Surfer is feeling being a herald of Galactus. He wants to do good with the power cosmic, but he's so just tied with Galactus that he's like, what am I really supposed to be doing with this? I want to help people. I feel bad that I'm like saying, hey, you're basically just going to get eaten. Stop fighting. Stop trying to defend yourself. Just be done with it. And that's just the start, at least, that he's just upset about it. It's tearing him up.
Yeah. So this is about the Silver Surfer returning to Earth, and in the process, he stops a war that's been raging. But in doing so, he puts a target on his back by a company that wants him for seemingly profit or not. They don't really say what they want him for.
Yeah, they just say they want him.
And then they sick Kelly Coe on him, which is a character. I don't know if she's new or I've never heard of her, but
Never heard of her. Couldn't tell you.
they put her on, like, she's got to hunt down the Silver Surfer.
Yep.
And he must, at the same time, evade her and save her.
Yep. She thought she won. He beat her, took her home, and acted like nothing happened.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. Not a lot happened in this, but it still, like, I enjoyed it.
It just feels like an introductory of that. That's all that is.
Yeah. And this
towards the end, he just shows up going back to Galactus.
Yeah.
That's it.
And this will be several parts.
Yeah. I
mean,
just want to see where they go with it.
Right now, there's 3, but I do believe this is going to be like of 5 or
probably
6
a 5
or something. But I like it. I like the Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people aren't excited to see that variant of her in Fantastic Four, but I am.
I'm okay with it.
She's just not touched on a lot.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be his wife, isn't it? Instead of him. Since it's a different universe.
They've done that before, but I think this is just a whole different character. I don't
Oh,
remember who it is right off
I see.
off the dome.
Well, then we'll see when it comes to theaters then.
I'm very excited for that. I'm seeing that opening day.
Yeah, I want to see that so badly.
Because it's opening day, I will. They announced 2 different popcorn buckets. Random tangent, but they Did you see them?
I did not.
I'm gonna pull them up and show them to you. One of them, I don't know why they push it so hard.
I think one of them was like the Fantastic Car bucket.
That's at like Cinemark or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Fantastic Car is gonna be one of them. But I go to AMC, so I was looking at what they have.
Yeah.
One of them is Galactus's head.
That looks awesome, actually.
It does look awesome. But the one I'll be getting, and the one everyone online is raving about, is Herbie.
Oh? Okay.
And Herbie's going to be like this big.
Oh, wow.
So I'm walking out the theater with Herbie. Walking into the theater with Herbie.
For a context, he measured about maybe 1.5 foot high Herbie popcorn
Yeah.
bucket.
It's a large popcorn holder, large drink holder, and a candy holder.
Candy holder too.
Mm-hmm.
Herbie does it all.
Herbie does it all. Herbie also has a straw jetting out of his head.
No way.
So he my cup.
He my cup, he my bucket, he hold my snacks.
I mean, hell, it looks like the arms move. It's got joints.
All I know is he's kicking ass.
Herbie's my goat.
Anywho, though, we
This
gotta
gonna be
get
$70.
back onto it, man.
There's no way this thing. I'm blowing my whole check on this.
Oh my
I need a
gosh.
sponsor to go see that movie. All right, yeah, moving on from that. My bad. Yeah, Death of the Silver Surfer was really good. I enjoyed it. But moving on, Gary.
Moving and or grooving.
This is a book that was announced to be one thing and then waited so they could do a movie tie-in to make it another.
Yep.
This is The New Avengers, written by Sam Humphries, art by Tom Lima, and coloring done by Rain Burrito. This started life as a Thunderbolts book.
Yeah. Yeah, it did.
And then pretty much, I think it was like the same day the movie came out, they revealed this is going to be the New Avengers.
Yeah. If I remember correctly.
Which Marvel didn't waste any time ruining that ruining that reveal.
Oh yeah.
It was like 2 days after it, they had billboards showing the New Avengers.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure on the back of that issue, when you open it up, it has like the logo for the New Avengers from the movie.
Does it really?
I
Let's
think
open
so.
it up. Let's crack it open because there have been a bunch of Thunderbolts asterisks.
It's like either on the
Ads on the
first
back of the book.
page or like the back.
There
There it is.
Thunderbolts.
Yep.
Yeah, this was on a bunch of books the past couple weeks,
Yeah.
which seems odd
For those books.
to market it now.
Yeah.
Like, this probably should have been on there 2 or 3 months ago,
Yeah.
which they were, but not at the rate they've been on here the past couple weeks.
Yeah.
So, a little odd, bit of an odd choice. But what'd you think of this book, Gary?
I think it's a big jump because it's supposed to be like a continuation from Thunderbolt's Doomstrike. Just because once you hit issue 5 of Doomstrike, it's like, how did we even get to here when you start New Avengers? I'm not going to lie to you. It just
Really?
starts off the way it started off.
Yeah, I feel like before reading this, you and I discussed, like, do I need to know anything going into this? And you were like, I'll bring them so you can get the background context if you do.
Yeah.
And I read it and I felt like I could have just jumped right into this blind.
Yeah.
Which I did, and it was fine.
Yeah, it's fine by itself. You could try to do the tie-in with it, but it feels like there's lost context in between. So, like, it's better to treat it as its own thing to start with.
I wonder if this was reworked
You think so?
post-movie reveal.
I don't know. Now you got me thinking. It could have been.
Because looking at this team and knowing what you've told me about Doomstrike, this does feel like this was going to be a Thunderbolts book.
Yeah, because like I said to you yesterday even, it was just, or not yesterday, the day before yesterday, all those books were just all about, like, the current Thunderbolts, them boxing out the previous Thunderbolts, and now in that one it's supposed to be both teams of Thunderbolts working together with a few Avengers, so they call themselves the New Avengers.
Yeah. I am curious of the track because that one sounds like they end the book as a team.
Yeah.
And this one starts that team is disbanded.
Yeah, they seem like they're just their own, like, rebels in sort of ways. They're just doing their own
It's-
thing type of thing.
Yeah.
That's
I don't
why
know,
I'm
it's
like,
very
it feels
weird.
very weird if you try and jump from Doomstrike to New Avengers.
Which I actually really like the first couple pages of this with Bucky doing that
Yeah.
thing where he's like pissed off that someone's supporting Doom, and then he just blows up their gas station.
Yeah.
A massive dick move from Bucky, actually.
He's just like, nothing personal, but you're working with him.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah. And we get 8 different members of the team on the cover. 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 7 different members of the team on the cover. We only meet 4 of them in this book.
Yeah. They'll probably show up in the next issue, though, just because towards the middle to end of that issue, it's very weird what's going on.
Yeah, so they've assembled. Black Widow goes to Bucky, and then Bucky, as he's gone and gotten Laura Kenny's Wolverine, as well as Namor, Namor, the Submariner. And they kind of go and they're freeing these Russian refugees who are being like experimented on.
Yeah, because they were trying to
And
make clones.
They've I don't know if they've cloned or just mutated people, but they've poorly recreated the Illuminati,
Yeah.
who are not so secretive, because Bucky's like, yeah, I know.
Everybody knows.
I know the team they've assembled. It's not a bunch of random people. I get it.
Yeah, if Bucky knows it, everybody knows it then.
Yeah. And they kind of honestly make quick work of them until this big,
just massive black bolt shows up.
bulky mass Black Bolt comes and
just starts yapping.
Yeah, he really just does. The cover of issue 2, though, does look like we may finally get Clea onto the team.
Yeah.
Because that one only shows 5 people on the cover, and 4 of them we met, and then it's Clea as well.
Yeah, because Strange is just supposed to still be in Asgard, so Strange just left Clea by herself, pretty much, to watch over Earth, I guess.
Yeah, it's actually not till issue 3 where we see all 7 of them on the cover again. So I wonder how Carnage and Hulk are going to come into this.
Yeah, I want to see how it turns out. Because the lineup does look interesting.
It does. I like it.
Yeah. But we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was pretty good, but it wasn't anything where I'm like, I wasn't really blown away by this book, I don't think, but I'm excited to see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Our last book.
But certainly not least.
No, this was really good. This is Absolute Batman number 9, written by Scott Snyder, art by Nick Dragotta, and color done by Frank Martin. Damn, this is good.
It was really good.
God, I love Absolute Batman. It is kind of weird with the art style because we've not been around. We kind of went on a weird hiatus.
A long one.
Yeah, issues 7 and 8, they did a Mr. Freeze 2-part mini arc thing, and
they brought in a different artist just for it.
Yeah, and I don't know if Nick Dragotta was off doing something else, like he was writing a different book, but he wasn't the artist for that one. And I didn't mind the art style. It was just kind of weird to...
Yeah, it was a change of pace from like all the sharpness to more bubbly looking a bit, if you ask me.
Yeah, it was rounded a lot.
Yeah.
It was rounded, and the colors were very exaggerated. It was very colorful.
Yeah.
A
lot of saturation for how it's been going.
That's a good word. Yeah. But now we're back to how that Party Animals arc was. And I thought this was like really good. The description of this was Bane makes his way to Gotham City right after Waylon Jones, who's Killer Croc, has been taken. Alfred is back in town and working with Batman and his friends to find Waylon, and Arc M's true nature begins to unfold.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about the name Arc M.
I don't know. It's just Arkham.
Yeah, no. It's just weird.
It's creative, damn it.
Has to be some creativity. No, but this one was really good. It's kind of weird though that they just jumped from that little 2-part of Freeze and they just abandoned it right after.
Well, the 2-part of Freeze, he was looking for info on Arc M, and at the end of it, Waylon's been kidnapped. So now he's like, all right, we gotta get in here.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I'm just saying it's weird though how they just jump away from him completely just because the amount of bodies he had in the freezers.
Yeah, the nature of his
Right.
character in the Absolute universe, it is kind of weird we walked away from it so fast, especially just looking at the covers of the next couple, like through issue 11 of Absolute Batman. It looks like we're going to be on Bane for a minute.
Yeah. Well, honestly, Bane looks menacing in this one.
Yeah, he's going to have to be on here for a minute because how else do you handle this?
Like we thought Batman was absolutely jacked, and the worst part is this Bane isn't even jacked up on Venom casually. He just jacks up when he feels like it. He's just naturally massive.
Yeah, he's so big
I think he's
that
like 7 foot or 8 foot.
the cover of issue 9, a lot of people were like, he's massive. We find out in this, that's his standard normal body.
That's just how he walks around casually. Because towards the end, he actually shows himself getting juiced up.
Yeah.
And it looks like he gains another 2 feet and gets even wider.
And the cover for that one is
Gosh.
the next one, they haven't even revealed. Like, we kind of get a glimpse of what it's going to be at the end of this, but they've updated it because this is out now. For a long time, they had the cover and it said Bane V2 redacted. But they have actually since updated it. Oh my god, he's so veiny.
Let me see that. That is absurd.
Just looks like a tumor. Oh my god.
It looks disturbing, but like the thing is, that's how Bane is. It's just I feel like they made it so exaggerated.
Yeah, I mean everything in this universe is kind of exaggerated.
Yeah, especially Batman being freaking 6.5 feet tall of just muscle.
Yeah.
But that's its own thing.
And Batman's so like scared of him. Like he tries
Wouldn't
to
you
fight him.
be?
Yeah.
I'd be terrified. He's trying. He's like, "Oh, come on, drug up some more. I'm gonna keep going." He's like, "I haven't even started."
He's like, what? Oh man.
He's like, "Give me 5 minutes, please. Let me just time out.
Yeah, I think Batman says in this, he's like, what are you? Like, this man is scared.
Yeah.
And we have the Alfred monologues back, like the little note things, and he's like, yeah, this man's
he's
scared.
He's like, scared. I should have warned him, but you know what? Everybody's got to learn at some point.
Yeah. Alfred, what the fuck, dude?
Terrible mentor. Terrible mentor, Alfred.
Yeah, and just like in the freeze thing, he gets thrown in like a cryo chamber. Bane at the end of this, he fucking grabs Batman by the scruff, basically. And he's like, all right, get some surgery prepped. Because I guess Waylon has been, at this point, he's probably already
turned into Croc. Yeah.
Poor Waylon.
He didn't deserve this. He wanted to win his boxing match in his gym. That's all he wanted.
We also got 2 different cameos in this.
Did we now?
Yes. So the first one, which I feel like is kind of whatever. Like it's interesting they did it, but I don't think the way they've done it, we're not going to see any payoff for like 30 issues. When he goes into Arc M, he stumbles upon a big ice block with a skeleton inside, and it's a human skeleton, but the arms are wings, and that is meant to reference Man-Bat.
The Man-Bat cameo, yeah.
Which I really don't think, unless they turn things around and Waylon Jones is about to become Man-Bat, I really don't think we're going to get anything of that.
No, I think the closest thing to that is he is going to turn into Killer Croc, but I think they're going to kidnap somebody else to try and replicate Man-Bat, is what it is.
Maybe.
Since they already have the skeleton there.
And that might be interesting. I don't know.
We'll just have to wait and see, though.
I'm willing to see how it pays off. I just think it'll be a while till we do see something from that.
Yeah, Batman's just been dropping too many W's each time.
We also find out that Arc M was it's been in development for a long, long time. So even though the top half is being worked on, turns out it's like a massive underground thing. It's been worked on since the 80s and was bought by JK Industries. So assuredly this is going to be leading towards a Joker.
I hope so.
thing. Even though Scott Snyder, you said that there was no Joker in the Absolute Universe. What the hell, man?
Don't
But
mess
it's
with me
fine.
like that, man.
But
He's
it's
my
fine.
favorite.
We like the Joker.
He's my favorite DC villain.
And kind of the big one that I really don't think we'll get anything from. I think they just threw this in here for shits and giggles.
Hmm.
But the one I think people are going to want to see the most is we find out that in the wake of Wayland having been taken, Batman's going on absolute brutality, uh,
Oh yeah, how
Mortal
he's just
Kombat
absolutely dropping
combos, and
everybody.
Alfred says, you know, the hospital was full and the ambulances were like
We
so
can't take
busy
anymore.
they couldn't fill up any more ambulances, so they started taking like Ubers and ride shares,
Yep.
and
Ran out of
those
those
filled up.
too.
And there was apparently one paramedic who went out on a
A rickshaw.
on a rickshaw,
And
and
that's our boy right there.
we zoom in on his name tag, and it's Richard Grayson.
Yep.
So, really fun Dick Grayson cameo, 9 issues into Absolute Batman. I don't think he's ever gonna be Robin or Nightwing in this.
No, probably not.
Um,
Because he seems already like he's in his 20s, while at the same time, Bruce also seems like he's in his maybe 30s at peak.
yeah. Do you think we'll see a Robin in this?
Maybe.
I feel like it's gonna be quite some time before we do.
Yeah, it feels like it's going to be a while just because they're still establishing like everything that's going on.
Yeah. I feel like at most we won't get a Robin, but maybe we'll get like an absolute Nightwing
Yeah, that I could see.
or a like he'll skip the Robin phase and go straight into that.
Yeah, because he's already an adult.
Or maybe we'll get like Tim Drake. I don't think Damian Wayne will ever exist here.
No, I don't think Damien's going to exist.
Um I think this JK Industries arc is probably going to last until maybe early next year.
Probably.
Like I could see them running it for 20 issues considering we're still going at issue 9.
Yeah.
Um I could see them doing that and then maybe jumping into like a League of Shadows or whatever the owl thing is, its name I'm blanking on.
Court of Owls.
Court of Owls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see them launching into one of those two off the back of this. And then maybe we get um some like Robin situation, but
Yeah. It just depends on what they decide to do, really. Because again, they're still like establishing their big universe.
mm-hmm.
So like they're still just introducing villains, and some of them that didn't seem major back then are like very major here. Just because they're just starting though.
What I was thinking about actually was I would love to see this like an absolute Nightwing book. I'd love to see some vigilantes come out off the back of Batman. And what I'd like to see is a absolute Nightwing book, and someone I'd like to see team up is a absolute Red Hood,
That would be interesting.
because absolute Red Hood would just be a psychopath,
Yeah.
be a murderer.
Because he was already that to begin with when he started.
Yeah, but cranked up to 11.
15, more like it.
Yeah, I mean it would be insane.
Yeah. It
I'd like
just
to see it.
depends how they write everything. Because even some of the villains that were villains are like his friends currently.
Yeah,
So we just have to see how it goes.
yeah. I think this is gonna run for quite some time. I mean, they're not even close to forming a Justice League yet, so I don't
Yeah.
even know if we will get one. But yeah, those are 6 books for the week. Something we did in the last issue that we're kind of going to change a little episode that we're changing a bit is we rank these books. So, what I'd like to hear is your ranking as well as what you would like rate out of 5 on each book. Now, we ranked these in advance, but we did not rate them, and I just sent you your ranking because I know you don't remember it.
Absolutely.
So, you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. I'll go first. Let me see if this still holds. Yeah, I'd say my list still holds. My 1 through 6. So starting off, number 1 is Doom. I can't not have Doom.
Of course.
Batman is number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Surfer is number 3. Imperials is number 4. Number 5 is New Avengers, and then number 6 is the Incursion.
All right. And what would you rate each book out of like 5?
Out of 5. Doom has to be a 1. Batman.
5 stars is the best, Gary.
My mistake. Doom is a 5. Batman is probably 5.
Yeah.
Surfer, I would give a 3.5, nearing 4, just because nothing much happened besides establishing what we already know about Surfer.
That's fair.
Imperials, I could give it a 4, just because I didn't know what to expect. And a 4 is being generous just because, like, I wasn't sure what I was getting into to begin with.
That's fair.
New Avengers, I'd say 3.5, just because it's a big jump from what I was used to from its predecessor. And then Incursion, I'm being nice and giving it a 2, just because it's really not what I was expecting at all.
Yeah.
It just felt like a massive letdown.
Sounds like by your ranking, Imperial should be above Surfer. Gave Surfer and New Avengers 3.5 and Imperial a 4.
You think so?
It's your math, man.
I'm just saying.
Well, my list is going to go Doom, One World Under Doom number 5, which I agree is a 5. That Thor monologue at the end was incredible.
Yeah.
Imperial number 1, which I think is a solid 4.5. I think some more action in this would have been awesome.
Yeah.
But for what we've gotten, I think it's really good. Absolute Batman number 9 is going to get a 4.5 from me.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just because I would have liked to see a little bit more. But it's split over 3 issues. I'm being impatient. Death of the Silver Surfer number 1 is going to be my 4th overall pick. And that, I honestly think for me, is going to get a 3.
Yeah, that's understandable.
I was a bit underwhelmed by it. I think the cover art for those books is incredible, but
yeah,
the
content is not really picking up. Yeah, it is because it's a number 1 though.
Yeah, number 1.
We didn't know what to expect with this.
Can be very hit or miss.
Yeah.
The New Avengers or Thunderbolts number 1 is for me, I think, going to get like a 3 stars or 2.5 kind of situation.
Yeah, that's fine.
And I think Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion number 1 it's going to get 2 stars because it's written well.
Yeah, it's not even that it's written bad. It's just nothing happened as well.
They get the characters right. It's just such a nothing issue.
Yeah.
I mean, him showing up in the Ultimate Universe wasn't even like a, oh my God, I'm here.
No.
He was literally like, God.
He was casual about it already.
I think one of the lines he even says is, yeah, after a while, this whole multiverse thing gets old.
Yeah, he's already just bored of it.
Yeah. And when your main character is coming to another universe saying, yeah, I'm just, it's whatever. Yeah. That doesn't make me excited to read it.
Because he's there by accident to begin with, so he's not even hyped to be there.
Yeah.
He's just there to get his sister and go.
And he says multiple times in that book, I got to do me.
Yeah.
Which is between the Spot and all that, I don't know. It really feels like this was just kind of someone skimmed the Spider-Verse movies and smacked him in the Ultimate Universe.
Yeah.
Which sucks because it's my understanding that Miles Morales run is actually really good right now.
Couldn't tell you.
Hey man, that's just what I've gathered.
Usually you're on the money with it, so I don't go back and forth with it.
Yeah. But that's our ranking. We'd if you've read any of these books, we'd love to hear yours. So leave a comment on whatever the hell you're listening to this on, YouTube, Apple, whatever.
Yep.
Let us know. Maybe you think we're wrong. Tell us that too.
Yeah, we want to hear the opinions.
But Gary, let's get into our next little segment, the pool list. Now, this is going to cover what's coming out for the next 2 weeks for the both of us and what we're excited for. Maybe it's not something on our pull list, and it's just something you should keep your eye out for.
Maybe.
So, Gary, let's hear yours first.
I only have a singular one between these 2 weeks. It's going to be a dry 2 weeks. And it's just Moon Knight Fist of Khonshu number 9.
Really?
Yeah, it's dry for me at the minute.
Between June 18th and June 25th, you have one book.
I have a singular book.
Well, I'm going to be pulling some books that I think you would recommend keeping your eye out for.
Yeah.
Really, there's nothing else coming out in these next 2 weeks that you're like, yes, keep your eye out for that.
Well, because the thing is, you're picking them is the thing.
Well, I guess.
And then we trade off.
True.
That's the thing. Otherwise, I would probably look for more interesting stuff, but nothing's really piquing my interest per se.
What if I told you on June 18th, Jeff the Landshark number 1 will come out? With 8 different variants.
Yeah, let me just think about a shark that's on land.
Are you thinking about it?
No.
Disappointing.
It just is what it is, man.
There's a couple different number 1s coming out in the next 2 weeks. Not like they did these past 2 weeks. We got so many number 1s. Things that aren't on my pull list that I think look out for. Honestly, June 25th. I feel like not a lot. The Vision and Scarlet Witch number 2 is going to release. I believe that first issue was pretty well regarded. That came out in May. Yeah. We're getting a couple, like, they released the compilations of those Infinity comics they drop on Marvel Unlimited. We're getting a X-Men from the Ashes compilation, Demon and Death. So that's going to cover whatever was in those issues. They usually take like 5 or 6 of them. Superior Avengers is continuing. And let's see what's on the 18th. Oh, Wolverine's going to hit issue 10. Now, I stopped pulling that because, frankly, I just couldn't find myself enjoying it as often as I think I should have been, so I did stop pulling it. Weapon X-Men's going to conclude, I believe. That's interesting. And Psylocke number 8. I did not think Psylocke would still be running at this point.
I would say the same for Magic, though, honestly. It's lasting longer than I thought it would, and it's pretty good.
Yeah, Magic's lasting a long time.
Yeah.
We're continuing this Godzilla Versus series with Avengers. Emma Frost, the White Queen's number 1 comes out. And, Bring on the Bad Guys Doom, number 1.
Yeah, they're supposed to be like one-offs.
Is this an original story?
I'm not sure, because I was reading it, but I think it's just a bunch of one-offs of just Doom. Yeah, part 1 of 7 one-shots.
Huh. May have to pick that up. Big Doom guy over here.
Yeah, I do love me some Doom. I might slide it.
But on my pool list, and I think we're actually covering 6 of these in the next episode. But I'm pulling 7. Next week, June 18th, the Ultimates number 13, where we'll introduce the Ultimates 3.0. West Coast Avengers number 8 and X-Men number 18. And then on the 25th, The Thing number 2, Ultimate Spider-Man number 18, Uncanny X-Men number 16, and the finale to Fantastic Four's, Ryan North's first Fantastic Four run, Fantastic Four number 33.
It is now the Fantastic Zero.
It is. I'm very excited for this one. See how it concludes. Just so it can relaunch again and 2 weeks. It ends on the 25th of June, and July 9th, Fantastic Four number 1 will relaunch.
Huh.
I have 3 different Fantastic Four books coming out that day.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I would have had 2 pulls that day, but I'm I'm pulling 2 different covers for Fantastic Four #1, and then we also get the tie-in for Fantastic Four First Steps coming out that day.
Huh.
So that'll be fun.
That'll be a nice read.
I know it will. That's why I'm pulling it. Anyway, so that's our pull list. And Gary,
Josh,
what have you been reading?
what have I been reading? What have I been reading? I've been reading a good bit here and there. I have to go back into the pit, I call it, just because I've been on a binge since I haven't read nothing in a while. I caught up on 2 issues of Helverine where they introduced the Hell Hulk.
Okay.
I read. I caught up with Fist of Khonshu because I was behind. I was happy to finish off Sabretooth. Caught up with 4 issues of Doomstrike.
Jeez. Yeah, you and I were both really behind.
Yeah, we were just playing catch up. Read a singular issue of Ultimate Spider-Man. I still gotta play catch up with that. Catching up with Ultimate Wolverine was nice. It was so good.
I've yet to do so.
The Ultimates as well was good. I'm loving West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
West Coast is great. That one-shot X-Men Manhunt.
Oh yeah. The finale for Manhunt. That
Yeah,
was its
Manhunt
own
was good.
thing.
And that's pretty much it with catch up.
Okay. Yeah, I
I'm
know.
still playing catch up, honestly.
I am too. There's a lot of things that I'll probably come back in the next episode in 2 weeks and be raving about. But
yeah.
I did hop on the Amazing Spider-Man reboot for a minute. They were releasing them. They were really pumping them out. Like every 2 weeks there was an issue coming.
Yeah.
I've already stopped pulling it.
Yeah. I told you it just wasn't going to be crazy or nothing like that.
Honestly, it's such a harsh continuation of the last run, which I also tried to read and didn't really enjoy.
Like, isn't it a reboot anyways, though?
It's a #1, but it's barely a #1. You know? I like that they're kind of, the villain was going to be Hobgoblin. I'll continue reading it, but I'll read it when it releases on Marvel Unlimited. Like, I didn't feel the need to read it right now.
Yeah, I get that.
I've also been picking up Daredevil Cold Day in Hell. The #1 for that was really good. I've not gotten around to reading issue 2, but oh my god, issue 1 was just so good. I know you did not feel the same because you're not a big Daredevil guy, but
yeah, I'd probably get staked for that, but
I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah.
Speaking of fantastic, I've been plowing through some Fantastic Four content because the hype for that movie is real.
I was gonna say, when are you not?
I've been trying to go back and read some of that 2015 Hickman run.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. It's really good. I enjoy it.
It's just anything that Hickman puts out. It's just good.
He's my goat.
He touches it, turns to gold.
He's my goat. Yeah, otherwise I've been just standard stuff. Ultimate Spider-Man. Not a lot of stuff I think has been coming out that really made me like, I need to get this one issue and that's it.
Yeah.
You know? X-Men's been firing on all cylinders, especially after a Dark X-Men arc from 3M has been 3M? 3M's an adhesive company. I don't remember what they're called. They've been put forward. It's really good. You know, there's a lot of stuff. Oh, you know what I read? The Thing #1 finally released.
That you did read.
I thought it was really good, but I also thought
there could have been more to it.
It's such a small scale story, which it should be, but also it's just kind of weird seeing him in such a small scale story because he just fights Gladiator.
Oh, you
not
just
the space
reminded
guy, like the guy, like the Earth individual from New York who's just strong.
Yeah, you just reminded me. I forgot I read that one shot of Galactus versus Ghost Rider. I
Oh yeah,
forgot I
how'd you
read
think
that
of
one.
that?
A little underwhelming. I liked it, but it was underwhelming. There could have been a little bit more to it.
Yeah, they're really putting out these like multi-character one shots as of recent. Like they did what they start with. It was
They
like
did.
Doctor Doom and Rocket Raccoon.
Yeah, and then for a bit they were doing the what ifs for who got the cosmic power or
Yeah.
power cosmic instead of Silver Surfer.
Yeah, it was weird. It was like Gambit, Rogue.
Moon Knight.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, how can Moon Knight even have the power cosmic when he has Khonshu?
He's just a psychopath.
Like, wouldn't that just? I feel like Khonshu would just see that as him cheating on him or something.
Potentially, yeah. I could see that. Um yeah, I don't know. For such a long time passing, I feel like we've not really pulled a ton of different stuff.
Yeah.
Like I'm pulling a lot of different stuff going forward. Actually, I did pull some different stuff. I've not read it yet because that Battle Beast #1 from the Invincible universe
Oh
came out.
yeah, because they just dropped #2 of it last week.
Yeah, and I've not yet had a chance to read it.
Yeah.
And I didn't pick up issue 2, so I've they still have it. I'll pick it up because I am going to have read it by
Yeah.
the next time we're there. But
Just slacking is all we're doing. We're slacking.
yeah, we're slacking. That's why you haven't gotten a new episode in so long. I'm sorry. I'm
Pretty
sorry. We've been
much.
busy. Things have been happening.
Yeah.
But that's all we have for this one. So, if you like this, I don't know, review it. If you want to hear more, come back. We will be doing this more frequently, I promise.
Throw us a comment.
Yeah,
Throw us a
throw us a
little bit of
comment.
hate for being gone for so long.
We will be back to do this again at some point.
As soon as possible, when available.
Yeah, so next Friday, well, not next Friday, Friday in 2 weeks, we'll be back with an episode on some of the books from our pool list. We'll see you then. Bye.
Later.